Have you ever heard about the story with the girl that fell from the sky 2 miles, landed in the Amazon jungle, and they lived?
No, I haven't.
You never heard that story?
Nope.
Juliane Koepcke? Check it out. It was Christmas Eve, 1971, and her and her mom were going to Peru to see her father for the holidays. And he lives over there, studies the Amazon and all that. So it was Christmas Eve, they get on the plane, everybody's in a good mood, singing songs, having drinks, and just a good old time. Everything went perfect until they got in the sky. So whenever they flew up, they ran into a thunderstorm. Not just any storm, this was one of the big ones. And they couldn't go around it, over whatever, they had to go through it. So when they went through it, they hit a lot of turbulence and everybody went from happy to nervous real quick. So as everybody was strapped in, holding on, there was really bad turbulence and they knew something was wrong. And lightning hit the wing. When it hit the wing broke off, causing the entire plane to snap in half. Now when it snapped in half, Juliana was strapped to her seat. She flew out, still strapped to her seat. Now she fell 2 miles all the way down until she hit the Amazon jungle. The tree line is what broke her fall. So she broke the fall, hit the ground, and I'm assuming just completely knocked her out. Because when she came out of it, she was disoriented, she was confused, she had no idea what was going on, she was cut up, tore up, broken collarbone, it was a mess. So when she came out of it, she was just walking around screaming for help, nobody was there, nobody was answering, and she was all alone. So here's where it gets wild. Her parents were biologists who actually worked in the Amazon, like I said before. So she knew a few things about survival, and that knowledge really saved her life. You know what I mean? She knew exactly what to do because how she was taught. And so her dad had always taught her that follow the streams to the rivers because the rivers lead to people, which is true. We all know that. With nothing but that in her mind, she starts walking along this tiny stream. Keep in mind, she has no food. She has no water, no shelter. Nothing. Even at this point, she doesn't even have any shoes because she lost them whenever she flew out. And she's in the most dangerous ecosystem on the entire planet, the Amazon rainforest. And so she does this for 11 days. Think about that. Seriously, for a second. 11 days as a 17-year-old, and you have to survive by yourself. And I know we all get this picture of like, yeah, I could do that. Really think about it. You're in the middle of the Amazon jungle. You're not walking down trails, for one. For two, you have to deal with anacondas and jaguars and spiders the size of my hand. And not only that, it gets dark, really dark. And so if you don't have a fire, then you can't see anything, which gets even scarier at night, right? So that's what she had to deal with for 11 days as a 17-year-old. So as she's following this river, she comes across this little hut. And so she's like, oh my God, thank God. Shelter, right? Anything would be better than what she was sleeping on, which is the ground, getting bit by ants, getting stung by bees, all of that, right? So she finds this hut, she crawls inside of it, she's weak, she's tired, she's hungry, she's thirsty, and she collapses, she falls asleep, she's praying to God that somebody will find her. And so what happens is the next day, the loggers came to work and they found her. Now imagine that. You show up to work, you open the door, and then there's a 17-year-old girl with cuts and broken bones all over the place. She looks at you and she says, I survived a plane accident. And you're just like, what? You know what I mean? That would be so crazy. And that's exactly what happened. Then check this out. Years later, she actually studies to become a biologist just like her parents. And then she returns back to the Amazon where she had the accident and then spends her life work studying that area to get to know it better and all of that. Isn't that crazy? That's her life work. It like became a part of her. And to me, that is mind-blowing.